welcome back to the end of another week. It's not looking super great, and I'm actually not feeling particularly awesome either, so this will probably be a pretty quick update. But although some of the fields around are getting planted out with corn, ours is not yet. But I came over here because I wanted to show you our little apple. We have one little apple up there from those pretty flowers. So yeah, there it is, our apple. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and let it do its thing. I mean, I could pluck it off and force the tree to focus on its roots, but seeing as that's kind of the only thing we have going out here food-wise, I'm like, why not? Let's just let it see what it gives us. The path here is pretty much done all the way to the end, and I need to come and do some weeding and stuff. So for the time being, at least, this orchard is done. And in the future, I mean, obviously I'll keep weeding, but we also want to get some plants up and stuff. I got the rest of my kiwis. So I did plant this one. And then when I actually spaced out the kiwis, so along here you can see I actually put these spiral tomato things. And I think I ordered one too many kiwis. So this guy is actually self-fertile, and he doesn't need a pollinator, or she doesn't need a pollinator. So I may actually dig her back up and move her somewhere else to put all the ones that need pollinators along here so that they're adjacent to their buddies. But we'll see. Or I may end up just maybe spacing them a little tighter so that I can fit the one in. I haven't really decided yet. My saffron crocus, I think, is officially done for the season, which is normal because it actually it flowers in the autumn, and then it keeps its green for a little while, and then eventually bites the dust. So I think it's basically bitten the dust. No berries yet, but we have lots of flowers. And speaking of that, I'm going to go down and show you these summer breeze strawberries that I planted the other day, or the other week at this point. And this is why I planted them, because they have these gorgeous, like, pink flowers. They're super, super pretty. I have no idea what those little things are. Eggs, aphids, I don't know. But yeah, so they have these beautiful little flowers, and they also make little fruits. So like this one's making a little fruit in there. So all of these are the same summer breeze. And yeah, so those are coming in. None of the flowers that I planted are coming in yet, but you can see down here in my play space that I have a bunch of miscellaneous things happening down there. I think I mentioned last week that I thought one of the chickens had diarrhea. And then my dad actually sent me a video and some information. And so now I think that it's just like the second type of normal poop that apparently a lot of beginner chicken people think is diarrhea, and it's not actually. And they're acting fine. Like, they're all out and about, and they look pretty happy and healthy. So I'm not too worried. They regularly decimate their grassy corner. They really like it. And I have since added this little pellet and a green thing to hold some water, because that seems to make them happy. And then here, yeah, I wanted to show you the The Apios americana is starting to come in. And yeah, they're like, ooh, can we eat it? So my plan is to actually have these growing up to a certain height that they cannot eat them, and then going ahead and letting it crawl up on the cage. So here's another one. Here's another one that's finally coming in. So that's cool. I hung up these solar ceiling lights in the coop here, and they worked great for like the first week. And for whatever reason, like the little solar thing, that like they're just not charging. So they're super weak, and I no longer like them because they're not useful. So I'll probably end up taking them out. I might replace them with a different kind and see if it works better, but we'll see what happens. Obviously I hung up all of my my stuff, all of my planters. So along here, I have all the planters too. And you can see I'm getting tangled up in my netting. Francis's sister and brother-in-law came out to help us do the netting, which I'm so glad they were here because that was a pain. Like, that was a pain. I don't think Francis and I would have been able to do it ourselves. So you can see how our posts are holding up the net. So yeah, so this entire space is now covered with one single net. And that's mainly just to keep the hawks from picking off the chickens. So at first we were going to use the same wire fencing along here, but Francis and I chatted about it, and we've actually decided that we're going to be using this wood and putting that along here. And then I'll have to obviously cut all the extra netting. But yeah, so that's that. He made the gate, and I'll have to figure out how we can get in and out a little better. But yeah, so he made the gate. I was hoping it would open up the other way, but it is what it is. That's how we ended up being able to work it with the posts that we have. So it opens up this way, and the idea is that once this is set, then I'll be able to come in here. The automatic door will let the chickens in and out automatically in the morning. And then when I come out, I can open up this little gate to give them access to the rest of the space. So that's happening there. And then the last little bit is that I got some obelisks to go into the area. But yeah, I got some more grillage wire hardware cloth. So I've gone ahead and protected the larger willows. However, you know, if I come in here, they're still having issues. So it's not necessarily rabbits that are chewing them. So like this one here, if I zoom in, like it's been chewed. So I'm thinking maybe it's caterpillars, but I never see any caterpillars, so I'm not sure. Anyway, so yeah, the biggest accomplishment or change has been getting the netting up, so that's awesome. Things to come. I have to finish the planting on the north side for the rest of the plants that have arrived that are being planted down there. I have an order coming in for the honeyberries, which will get planted here, and I have to get those kiwis in the ground. So basically, I think this week is going to be mainly about planting and then ordering some more of that wood fencing, and maybe convincing Francis to work on the gate over there, as well as figuring out exactly how I'm going to connect the netting to the fence. Right now, the idea is just to cable tie it, and hope for the best. But yeah, we shall see. So I'll leave you with Mr. B, who's off to do whatever. And the chickens. Bark, bark, bark. So yeah, I hope you had a good one, and I'll see you next week. Bye.